Guess who I got in the studio? Dramatics. Welcome, folks.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, happy you're here, and welcome back to San Francisco. It's been a long time now,
Yes,
about 10 years.
The city has got it going on, man. We're from Detroit, actually, and just to be here and to see the city in motion, like they do now, it's good to see. Let's say it that way.
Great. Yeah, I remember the last show that you guys were on. It was like an extravaganza, and it had the Stylistics and Blue Magic, the main ingredient. I can't remember all the groups.
Tour.
Yeah.
We still work that tour.
All right. And going back to the history of the Dramatics, Ron, would you like to fill us, or Ron or Willie, because both of you guys were there from the very beginning, right?
Well, no. Ron was there from the beginning.
Me and Willie went to school together.
Ron and I attended high school together.
Man, when we first started, I was 13 years old. And we started much like the old cliche of black groups back then, street corner. But we started, most of the guys went to a high school called Pershing High School in Detroit. And Squirrel and Elbert Wilkins, Rod Davis, Larry Reed. Squirrel was Larry Demps. And we just kept plugging and trying so hard, man. Oh my God, we would sing anywhere. All the cabarets. This is much like the old cliche of many of the black groups that came along during that time. We just wanted a chance to.
What kind of songs did you do, or which group?
Oh man, we would sing anything that was a hit. The Drifters, Little Anthony and the Imperials, Four Tops, Temptations, Miracles. If it was a hit record, we'd try to find out a way to sing it our way, dramatic way. But we had, with Motown being there from Detroit, we had great mentors. A great opportunity to see professionalism at its best.
Yeah. Did you know any of the earlier? Because there was a record label called Fortune even before Motown, which we and like Nolan Strong, the Diablos.
Oh man, that's some classics, man. Well, Willie Frazier actually sang. He was with Nolan, and he actually sang the song. Dusty Springfield's big record that became big with them as well. You don't have to say you love me, that just because I ask. And in 1967, the Four Sonics, that's right, Bear. And many of the groups that came along, like Lil Willie John, I don't know if you're familiar with him. And during that era, Frankie Valli and Frankie Lyman and them. But we were very fortunate after 8 years maybe to come across What You See Is What You Get and Tony Hester. Tony Hester was a great writer and producer. And the marriage of Dramatics along with our hungriness to be and just determined to try exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And then we lucked up on our first million seller, What You See Is What You Get. But 1964, we put out a record with Golden World Records in Detroit, who Berry Gordy actually eventually bought. And you got Bingo and Somewhere. That was our first release. I would think.
Okay, well, I can play Somewhere for you. In fact, let's start off this.
You're kidding me, man.
And you can hear Somewhere, and then LJ, I think you're going to hear some things you might recognize too, because we're going right back. Of course, we're going to get into the big ones and talk about those and play them too. But I want to get into a little history of the Dramatics. And incidentally, for all collectors out there, apparently they were never the Dynamics, as some people might think.
Right.
Clear that up, because they made a mistake. They made a mistake on the label or something.
Yeah, the Dynamics were a group that they may have had three.
Dynamics Superior.
No, the Dynamics in Detroit. They may have had. Did you ever hear a Loving You Was a Nice Cream?
Yeah,
that was the Dynamics. That was the biggest song at the time. But they had maybe 3 or 4 prior to them. And the pressing plant, when they sent in our record, it had Dramatics on the bill to purchase, and they were so accustomed to doing dynamic records that the first 750 they pressed up and had the Dynamics on our song.
So that was a mistake.
And that's really all it was, and it was just a mistake, and they cleared it up at 751.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so you never called yourselves the Dynamics?
No, never.
Okay.
We had much love and respect for those guys. They were a little older than us at the time.
But you started off as the Sensations, or something? You called yourself?
Oh, man, listen, no. The story to that is when we first got together, because of the success that the Motown was having with the Temptations and the 5-man group like we were. Anything that ended up with ION, you could be Perfection, Sensation, Crazy Son, or whatever it was. You know, Nation. If it said ION at it, you were in the ballpark.
Right.
You know, so yeah, we tried Sensations one year, but we ran into a group in Hamtramck that had that name.
Oh, okay.
So I remember everybody put a lot of names on the hat, and we pulled Dramatics, and then we had to get a definition for it,
Okay.
and it was acting with sound, with rhythm.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's what we came up with, and Squirrel, I think it's actually Squirrel might even have put the name in the hat, but whoever did, that's what.
And it
that's
also
what it all
influenced
started.
our way of doing records too. I really believe that, because once I got in the group on the second album, and they explained to me what that name was about. It's about acting and performing with
In
your
rhythm,
voice
yeah.
in rhythm and dancing and you know, delivering the message, as you might say, with them vocals. And so we kind of went down that road and was able to live the songs.
Great. Let's go into a little bit of history right now. Early history of Dramatics, starting off with one side of their first record.